Hey there, today on Tom's Tech Show, we're going to be creating SSL certificates for free with AWS. Yes, in AWS, you can have them create and issue SSL certificates for free. The thing is, the caveat, I guess, for this is that you can only use those certificates for AWS services. So you're already paying for the service, you're already paying for whatever web server or load balancer that you're placing those certificates on, so you're already giving AWS money. So they've put it in place that you can then get your certificate for free to put on top of that, which I guess is good. You know, if they're doing something to help you since you're using their services. All right, so if you go into Certificate Manager in AWS, it'll show you a list of certificates. I've blanked out the names of the ones that I have here, but we're going to click Request a New Certificate, and we move forward, and it just requests a public certificate, so which is what we want because it's going to be on a public service. Then we come and we add what domains we want to put in here. We can add multiple different individual domains if we want, or we can even do wildcards. So here I've put star.tomstechshow. So any service that I put this on, whether it be like FTP or www or private server or anything, or like OwnCloud or whatever you might happen to have that's serving that, will be valid for that certificate. So it makes it extremely nice, so that, you know, we can have wildcards in our certs, because usually if you're buying those cost more, you know, outside if you're using a service like DigiCert, which is my other certificate service that I use for regular certificates, is that. So it's nice we can do wildcard. Then we ask for, how do we validate this? We have to have some way to make sure that you own that DNS name, so that would kind of negate it being secure without some way to validate it. So often I'm going to use DNS validation. Sometimes I don't have an email server set up for the DNS, or email server set up for the domain name, or, you know, I just want to make it something really quick. I can get into modified DNS really easily. So it kind of gives you a review page, and then you finish, and it drops you to this page where it's going to show that there's a request in process. So now I need to take the information that's here. It shows you some information here down towards the bottom here that says, add the following CNAME record to your DNS configuration in your domain. That proves that you have access and control over that domain. So there's two sets of numbers here. We need to take these and add them to our domain. I'm using DreamHost to manage my DNS. So I'm going to go to that panel, and I'm going to take these items and create a CNAME record in DNS. So I'm going to take this one big long number here in the green and put it in the front of my Tom's Tech Show. And then I'm going to take this value, this whole entire number, all the way down to acm-validations.aws, all the way down to the end, and I'm going to paste that in the value. I'm going to add that record. Now you have to make sure, if you're going to copy and paste these into whatever DNS system you're using, that you don't add the DNS name twice. You just need, for the name, you just need the big long hash number in the front to be put in there, not the hash number plus Tom's Tech Show in front of that plus Tom's Tech Show, because that's like doubling it up. It's not going to recognize the record correctly. So make sure you just like truncate that off and just put this other number in front of it, and then add it. And then once we go back to AWS, it'll say pending validation, and it usually runs, I've found, about every 5 minutes. It'll go out, it'll check, is this DNS record there, and then come back. And then once it comes back, it'll show issued. Now it shows Amazon issued, so that you know where you've gotten it. If you can import your own, and I may do a video about that, how to import your own third-party SSL certificate into AWS, that is also a possibility. But here it's issued. It's not in use yet, so if you don't have it applied to any services, it's going to say in use in case you want to delete it or do it again. Or if you were thinking about deleting it, you want to know if it's on a service, and that service will be degraded because your certificate's gone. Now it says renewal and eligibility is ineligible, which makes kind of no sense to me because they do send you a email when it's going to be renewed, and you click through the email and say, yes, I need this to continue. Actually, it renews on its own. So that's kind of, I don't know why that it shows ineligible for renewal, but maybe once it gets closer to the renewal date. I haven't watched that very much. I should watch that. Once it gets closer to the renewal date, it'll say that it is eligible, and then you can do it, or Amazon will do it itself and renew it. So you just don't even have to kind of worry about renewing it or dealing with the technical issues of it. So that's kind of nice. All right. So then from here, now that you have this certificate and you go to other Amazon services like load balancers and web servers, you can apply that certificate to your load balancer. It'll show up actually when you create the load balancer. It will show up in the list of available certificates. All right. So that's kind of how you go through, quickly get a free SSL certificate from Amazon. All right. So I do all kinds of videos like this about movies and TV things that I like, maybe photography and all these technical videos and stuff, kind of building my technical back catalog and stuff. So if you like any of those things, then like, share, subscribe, all that stuff. You want to see any more AWS videos, just comment down below on what you want to see, and I'll make one of those videos for you. All right. Well, thanks for watching this one, and take care.